Hi, I'm JC with Sand Endeavors Farm and Ranch, and today we're going to talk a little bit about hay and the different types and quality that me and my family put up, and the small things that most people don't know about that you need to know about when you're looking at buying quality hay for cattle or horses or whatever, goats, you know, all that. And today, out here in this field, this is the top quality stuff. This is good coastal Bermuda grass. And if you come up here a little bit, Shannon, you can see when you look at this hay, you always want to see, like, if any type of hay, you want a little green color tint to it. Nice fine stem quality coastal, you know, long and nice and really digestible. This is very good stuff right here for your horses. This is mainly a horse type feed, but a lot of people feed it to cattle too, and you know, top quality cattle and all that good stuff. And anyways, you always want to check for that whenever you're looking at your coastal type hay. And coastal Bermuda grass is different than regular Bermuda grass. It's more of a high quality. It's got more TDN, total digestive nutrients.
What does that mean?
TDN means total digestive nutrients, which is basically what they'll get. The animals get more out of it. You know, it doesn't go to waste when it's being processed in the animal. And anyways, it's things you always want to look for when you're looking at a bale or going to the field to pick up your hay or going to the barn or whatever. You always want to check and make sure to see if there's any heavy stems. You know, you can see weeds a lot of times sticking out of it. There's this bale here, of course, it's some of the stuff that we put up. It's going to be weed free and everything, so just one thing to look at. And everything, you always want to, I always like to try to push the bales a little bit just to kind of get a feel. See if they're real heavy, a lot of times that means they're either wet, they got some moisture in them, or they're going to have dirt in them, which two things you don't want, definitely, because moisture creates mold and nobody wants to pay for dirt when they're buying hay. So just a couple little things you want to look at, you know, as far as that goes. And also, you know, you want to make sure your bales are pretty even, especially if you're going to be hauling them, or a lot of people get them delivered. But just small stuff to look for when you're out there. And then we'll go around and I'll show you some other different types of Bahia grass, which is a totally different variety, but it's a good type hay too. And here we have in this field, this is a field of Bahia grass, Pensacola Bahia, which is pretty much the most typical type of Bahia you're going to find around in these parts. So a few things about it: it's just a little darker hay. It's more of like a maintaining type grass for cattle and stuff like that. I mean, it's good quality stuff. Pretty much the same principle as your coastal. You want to kind of look, if you come up here, you know, check the tint of it. It's going to be a little darker, and you know, but you still want to look. You should still have a little green in there if you can, and all that. And just the same, you want to check, you know, push it a little bit. If you can rock it back and forth, you know, that's about right. If you don't have a moisture probe or anything, that's kind of the type of thing you want to do. The other thing you want to look for is you come up here real quick, and see this is where most of your nutritional value is in the seed stem and stuff like that. See right there in the in the head, you don't have that in coastal. So you also want to look for that if you're buying coastal. You want to check and make sure you don't have a bunch of this in there, because it wouldn't be straight coastal. Then it would be a mixed type grass, Bahia and coastal mix. But anyways, that's where most of your feed value is. And like I said, this is good quality stuff. You can feed this to horses too, but most people feed it to cattle, goats, that sort of thing. You know, this is just like pretty much what I said. It's a good maintaining feed, you know, through the winter and stuff. You know, it's most of your common, you know, what you're going to find most places as far as Bahia grass. And you know, and it's just you know, another option. Generally speaking, these are a less expensive roll compared to your coastal grass, you know, and that kind of stuff. It doesn't have the quality that the coastal does.
What kind is this
It's a
again?
very good maintaining type grass, this Pensacola bahia, this bahia grass. We've got another different type of bahia grass, which we'll show you here in just a minute, where you can tell the difference between it. This is Pensacola bahia, and then we've got some Argentine bahia, which is a little higher quality bahia grass than your general Pensacola. So, alright, this here is a field of Argentine bahia. The difference between it and Pensacola bahia is a lot of it is in the stem. You'll notice that Argentine grass has a lot wider blade than typical Pensacola bahia. This Argentine is a lot wider blade. It's generally a lot of cattle producers, ranches and stuff like the Argentine grass to plant because you can graze a lot more cattle and stuff on it. Got a little better feed value than Pensacola. It just doesn't, you know, it's a real tough grass. It's not the hay doesn't put up as good. When you look at Argentine hay, generally it's a lot darker bale. It's just not as pretty. There's nothing wrong with the hay. It just doesn't look as pretty. But you know, a lot of people that have goats and that such, they like this grass, you know, and a lot of cattle producers and all. So it's kind of what works for you, you know. And this is more of a higher quality type
Maintenance.
bahia grass than Pensacola. You know, but there's always one thing when you're looking at your hay. You know, it's gonna, you know, good hay is always gonna smell good. So when you're looking at hay and going to buy hay from producers and everything, you always want to smell it. It'll almost smell sweet to you. So it's very important to keep your hay in good shape as soon as you bale it, to get it out of the field and get it up under a barn or some type of shelter as soon as you get it baled up.
How old is the hay we just looked at?
The hay we just looked at in the other field is about 3 days old. It's fixing to be moved out of the field. And it's always important too, if you bale your hay, you want to let it sit in the field for at least 24 hours.
Why?
Just to make sure that you know, everything's dry, you know, and no problems. A lot of people will bale it and stick it right in the barn. Well, if it has a little moisture in there somewhere that you didn't see, it's extremely hazardous. The bale can actually catch on fire, burn your whole barn down. So, anyways, but that's what we got for today. We'll do some more stuff on actually putting up the hay here soon. But if you're interested in any of the hay that you've seen, or have any questions or comments, please contact us at the email address at the bottom of the screen, and we can deliver to anywhere in the 48 states. And
Do you do custom cut?
and we do custom cut and rolling, and we can make bales any size you want. The common size that we usually do is a 55-inch roll, you know. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, please feel free to email us or contact us.
Do you have a minimum number of rolls people have to buy?
Depends on where they're at.
Where are you at?
We are located in north central Florida, in Alachua County.
Where will you ship?
We'll ship anywhere in anywhere in the U.S. except for Alaska
What about Hawaii?
or Hawaii.
Where have you
Those
shipped?
two places you're not going to get it.
Where have you shipped hay recently?
Recently we've sent hay to Louisiana, Texas,
Florida?
yeah, Florida, all over. We do all of Florida and Georgia and Alabama. So anywhere and everywhere we can ship it. Please subscribe to the channel.